All right, 10 o'clock in the evening here, and I'm doing my homework, which is getting this video ready for you. So here's the shaft support. This is what we're going to be doing. Now, this is basically three extrusions, right? We have this base, then we have this middle support, and then we have the tube-like thing that's going to hold the shaft that it's supporting, I suppose. And whereas this bottom is pretty easy, once this is in, you have to be able to put this in the right place. And so we've been doing a couple of these symmetrical extrusions. So we're going to actually draw both these sketches in the same plane, extrude them from the middle out, and that'll keep everything centered. But in order for a plane to be there, you have to plan accordingly. So that's, again, that first sketch is so important. So let's go to it. Here's the finished product. Here's the first sketch. Now, in fact, I was just going to go one step farther. I guess it won't let me go one step farther. I did this on the top plane so that it's sitting on the ground. When I go to isometric, it'll build up from there. It won't be sitting on the wall or hanging on the ceiling or anything. And the important thing is you're given the dimensions here. This circle here has a radius of 40, so that's 80. And this has a radius of 22, so it's 44. And of course, this side is the same. You're just going to draw those three circles and then connect them with tangent lines. So circle, 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 tangent, tangent. Let's open the sketch and look at it. The key here is I had the origin, which is where the three planes meet, your X, Y, and Z axis, right smack dab in the middle here. So I started that first circle right here. I put these 2 points on the x-axis so that they're all lined up. The book tells you 100, but to get it centered, you have to tell it one of them is 50 for the center. Half of 100 is 50. The rest, that's fairly simple to get that done. And then you just extrude that one up, whatever it says. We get that. Now you don't have to do this now, but I went ahead and threw my 2 holes in there where it's easy to find those center points. I took points off the last drawing if you didn't use the hole tool to do the counter bore. We have to get used to using this tool, so the best way to use it, learn how to do it, is to use it. So it's really actually quite simple. It's simpler than doing the drawing sketches and extruding. We can do all that for you. So we want a simple hole, through hole. And the key is, since we know there's a point here, which is the center of that circle, you have to click this thing, make connector. And then you'll be able to snap there, you'll get both all at the same time. You'll click the green check mark. I've already done it. You can do that. You can put the hole in later, but I will be able to look at your history tree and tell if you use the hole command, because it tells me right there. All right, then the next thing is this next sketch. We're going to draw this support thing first. It's kind of a trapezoid. And then when we add this, we'll cut it and take the top part of that trapezoid off. So that's drawn from the right side. So we drew the right. Now there's a couple of things here you have to be careful of. when I drew this, of course, I just drew 4 lines here. I tried to snap it to this, but it wouldn't actually snap to this line. I could get it close. I could snap to that point, but it won't snap to the line so much. See, that's snapping to this point. You don't want to do that. You can snap to the end point, but I don't want it way out there. So I got it close, and then notice that I have dimensioned this from this line to this line to be 18. When I did that, it said like 18.092 or something. It was just like a few thousandths of an inch. You couldn't even see it, but that pulled it right down to the line. This is 67, but it's centered. This is 46, but it's centered. So I made this midpoint vertical to the origin, and I made the midpoint of this line vertical to the origin. So if these two lines are lined up with that point, then, and given these two dimensions, these two have to be what they are. That's why this is black and it's totally defined. And then, of course, we extrude it using the symmetrical. Don't forget at this point to click Add. If you do forget, it'll be a different color, and you just double click like I did and change it. Now, sketch 3 is this circle. Again, it's done on the same right plane as I did the trapezoid. Let's go back and look at that sketch. It's kind of the same thing happened here as happened in the trapezoid sketch. I'm just going to delete that circle and put it in again. When I go to this, put this circle in, see there's no, it doesn't snap to anything. It'll line up with this. And I'm just going to grab here, and then I'm going to try to, well, it doesn't actually grab a point there, so I just click close. And now I'm going to dimension this from here to here. It says it's 76.83 whatever. It's really 76. It was that much, just that little bit off. I pulled it down to the line. By the way, this 76, this is down to the bottom. It's hard to tell whether it's the top or bottom, but it's the bottom. And then the diameter of this happened. It's supposed to be 46. So this is 23 hundredths of an inch off. We don't want that. We're going to make it exact. And that brought it out. So it's exactly on this point. It's nice and black. That means we're good. I can extrude it. And I'm going to do it symmetric. And I'm going to do it 40. 40 millimeters. And then the hole is 30. So we go to our hole tool. It's simple through, it's 30. We do the make connector thing, select make, and it'll grab that center point. So much easier than drawing a sketch and then extruding it. Okay. Now, The rounds and fillets are 3. So this bottom one has a fillet all the way around. There's fillets all the way around the base of this, and then up the 4 sides. Some of this you kind of have to play around with. That's a lot of math for the computer to be doing as it's making that. Sometimes when you get these multiple fillets, it breaks down. So let's try it. Fillet. I'm going to grab edge here, and see it did the whole thing all the way around. That's cool. And it's 3 millimeters. Now we could try picking these lines, but I suggest you do this separately. It's too much for the computer. Although I don't know if it's the computer or the program. Let's change this to 3. And we're going to pick that line. Now, unfortunately, it didn't go all the way around. So we're going to see if it'll do it. I don't think it's going to like this. Didn't do any of it. Okay, so we got fillet 6 is going to be deleted. There's a red thing out there, either fix it or get rid of it. Don't let it sit there and flash at me. I think the problem is this little one out here. So let's see if we can do it all by itself. Okay, it did that. I'll do that one. Did that. Well, let me do this one. Okay. So far, so good. Yeah, look at that. Got it. So it seems like the secret is picking this little one first. One last one. I might have to change this first. Yep, because it didn't like that 5. 5 was too big. Oftentimes you can change the dimension afterwards, but these fillets take a lot of processing. So that's why I'm trying not to do all of them in the same operation. Okay, put it in isometric mode. The material is aluminum 6061. So I've already put that in. The appearance is 230, 230, 230, which is this one right here, kind of silver color. Gonna bring it over here. Get rid of the ugly guy in the corner and hit the mask properties. And I didn't click the part, so I don't have any mask properties, but you have to click the part. There's a number up here. And then you do a screenshot and you will be done.